Hi, it's Liz from Lohas, Canada. We are running our sewing machine like crazy, and there is going to be problems when it comes to your sewing machine in the long run. So I want to show some troubleshooting techniques. Always refer to your manual because each sewing machine is going to be different. So make sure you have your manual handy and see if you can apply these to your own sewing machine. I'm going to be showing you my sewing machine, and hopefully you can troubleshoot with your own sewing machine with these tips. As always, if you're unsure about something and you've tried all these different things or unsure, you can always refer to your sewing technician, but these are just some of the home things that I have done that really have improved how my sewing machine operates and also how I'm getting certain tensions correct. Alright, so we've been using our machines quite a bit. This is my model, it's a Janome. I do have two other models. I won't be talking about those models. They're more of a vintage model, and they serve different purposes just depending on the different types of material that I'll be sewing. But this is a pretty basic standard home sewing machine. A lot of them are now a lot fancier because this is an older model, 15 plus years older. So I just wanted to go and run through some basics with you of what could be the problem. Alright, we're going to start off with the basics. You can see my needle has been used quite a bit, and there's lots of fluffy and furry things around. So this is a really basic one. We are going to work our way up to the more difficult ones, but if you haven't changed your needle and you've been sewing more than 8 hours or possibly 2 bobbins that you have rethreaded, I would suggest changing your needle. This will help with the glide and flow. If I am having any sort of tension problems or anything, I do rethread my sewing machine just in case something did get caught up, and also the bobbin. So if you're having tension problems as well, here's where I thread my bobbin. Every sewing machine is going to be a little bit different, but with this wheel I end up turning it loose so it does not move my needle when I'm threading my bobbin. Now if this isn't tight enough, sometimes my tension can be a little bit funny and wonky, so I always make sure that this is tight enough so that the tension doesn't have a problem, because if it's still too loose, especially after you've just wound up a bobbin and you forgot to tension it all the way, this could be a really simple, easy problem that you can fix just by tensioning it up a little bit more. So you can see all this different fluff. I don't know if you're picking up too well, but I haven't cleaned my machine yet. And sometimes with all this extra fluff that's been happening, it has pushed this out. So the thread has been pushed out. And if this isn't hooked up into this little knot, I know it starts to have a problem with my tension. So just to start rethreading your sewing machine. So if you have been using your machine for quite some time, you really need to oil it, and you have to use machine oil. There are stories that people use like cooking oil, but cooking oil goes rancid, so you can't do that. It'll seize up your machine. So it has to be sewing machine oil. So you can use that and get that at sewing machine places. If it has gears, you basically need to oil it up. So I'm just going to open this section up. This is where I do my oiling. What I do is I just take the mid bottle and I just rotate my sewing machine, and you can see all the places that are moving. That's where you just need a little drop of sewing machine oil. Okay, this is super important because then you'll start getting your gears seizing up. If not, it'll start stripping them, and that's something we don't want to do. We want to keep these as long as possible. So really oiling it up, and it is intimidating oiling up your own machine, but if you're going to be using it for a lot of projects, I know a lot of people are doing a lot of sewing projects right now, oiling up your machine is super essential, and that will help with any tension issues as well. So make sure you have nothing on the surface for your fabric because it will stain it. So a lot of the tension issues can also come from your bobbin. So with your bobbin, you could have tension issues. You just pull them out. You probably already know. So you've got your thread, and if your thread's okay and it's wound up tightly like it's supposed to, then we're just going to put that aside. So this is the bobbin case, and just having a look at it, you can see that there is this metal piece here, and this is connected to this screw. So if this is coming out or coming loose, you just want to tighten that up. Alright, so let's have a look at this right now. So this also needs to be oiled. If you're having a screeching problem or you're having some problems with it, it possibly just needs a really good oil. You can see that it is very dusty and it does need a good clean. So that is one of the main contributors that could be affecting your tension issues or problem with your machine. So with this, I just take these apart and it will fall out. You just take those out. Now I just oiled this the other day, but you can see these all have moving parts. So this right here definitely needs some oil. Now another thing, because the machine has been used for quite some time, I also go in here with these. These are just some bent nose tweezers. You can use the beading ones. I usually don't like those because they don't have a not good enough tip. You can also find them in the sewing aisle or the medical aisle. So I just go down in here, and I have cleaned this out before, so you just want to make sure and you clean that all out, because there is quite a bit of fluff that can get caught up in there. The other area, I just do the other side. So the other area I do is at the top of here. So if I have a look and see, I just end up having a look underneath and pulling out from the top. So I want to clean this out first and then pour oil around here. Now to put this back in, this always goes at the top. You can have a look, that probably needs a bit of a cleaning too. Alright, so that goes at the top. This goes always at the top. Just some fiddling. And then you put those on either side. Okay, so you tried all those different things and it's still not working for you. The last little tip that I can give you is this little thing here. What is it? This helps control your tensions. So if this gets moved, usually when you're moving your sewing machine around, you're supposed to put this in. And then once you start up your sewing machine again, you pop it out. And different lengths have different tensions. So I know I've moved my sewing machine before and didn't think I hit this at all, and I could not get my tension correct. But this little thing it's not the tension dial. My tension dial is here. Though this is an extra tension. I'm not too sure. I'd have to refer to my model, but I've noticed I've had to play with this sometimes to get my tension correctly. So this is a big one for me that has changed everything, and it's so simple, but it is such a necessary thing when you're having tension problems. So thanks so much for watching. I hope you found it useful and were able to troubleshoot your own sewing machine. If you have any additional comments of stuff that worked for your sewing machine, make sure you leave it in the comments below. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more content. I'll see you guys soon. Bye!